gonna be honest, this episode, we're probably gonna be doing a bunch of different things that may not relate to each other. They may not seem to relate to each other, but trust me, it's all part of a grand plan. While I have been gone, I caught some bees, as you can see. I got some more forest and meadow ones, because honestly, that's all the ones we need. So we're just gonna shove those in there. I see, they don't want to stack, which means they have a different genome. Meadows in there. We even got a Valiant pair. Okay, so Valiant bees are common bees, kinda. They come out of the hives just like any other bee, but instead of coming out of a meadows hive or a forest hive, they force the meadows or forest bee to be a Valiant bee. And it's a random chance. I think it's like 10%. And they're really good because that's the only place you can get them other than in dungeon chests. And I've only come across one dungeon so far in my game, and I didn't get any from there. Okay, so having common types bees are always good. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love having forest and meadow bees as much as the next guy, but that's not what we need. What we need for bees to start being amazingly useful is to start mutating these things. And the most needed bee is the common bee. And that mutation, okay, we have one apiary free over here. And that mutation is made by combining two mundane bees. So, you know, a forest and a meadows. Luckily, right here, I have extra forest and meadow bees just for this purpose. So we're going to put a forest princess. And, no wait, we already have a forest princess. A meadows princess. Oh, I think I want pristine. Pristine are the ones I just caught. Pristine and unknown. And now we wait for them to breed, like, you know, all the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees and stuff. And maybe we'll get some common. Common are made from those two crossing. Now, it's not 100% chance of getting a common, okay? It's just a slight chance of getting a common. You have a better chance because, well, you hope it is. But the problem is, if you want to understand how that works, you have to make you have to understand genetics. So you have to draw a Punnett square of meadows versus forest. Okay, so if they're both pristine meadows, it would be imagine a Punnett square. Maybe I can actually put one in post. I don't know. I'll try and put one in post. Imagine a Punnett square, so it looks like a plus sign. You have meadows down one side, forest across the other, and then you have to match up the traits. Every time meadows and forest comes together, it should make a common, but once again, that's only a slight chance of it making a common, not even assured chance. And then you might run into the fact that it's the second hand of traits that it gets, so the recessive traits that we don't see. So it would be a meadows common hybrid, and that's no good because we want a full pure-blooded common because that's what we go for. But that's enough of that. I do believe our quarry has finished mining, or at least has hit something that it can no longer mine, because if you look at it, it has stopped moving. And that's not because it's out of energy, because I gave it a better energy source. So let's see what it's got. Not bad. Not bad at all. I wish it had more redstone. It got some yellowite ore, aluminum ore, yellowite, cobblestone. Ooh, draconium. That's like one of the rarest of the rare. Let's see. Let's take all that stuff and put it into our pulverizer system. Ugh. My inventory is always full of shit. Nope. Everything's full of shit. Okay, here we go. That. And I don't know. Is there any dirt I can put anywhere? No? You have the rubber. I can talk, I promise. Rubber. Logs. And I don't need a grafter on me. I don't need the cauldron on me. I don't need these reinforced rails on me. Okay, that should be enough to grab everything out of the ore chest. Then we'll drop it in the refinery. The next thing we're going to do, while we're waiting for our bees to get it on, to get busy bees of course, we are going to make some higher tech level stuff in thermal expansion. Because, don't get me wrong, the refining setup we have is nice, but that's only like a couple of the buildings or blocks in thermal expansion, and we can do better. Trust me. So we're going to throw it all in there, and we're going to watch as my energy gets drained to nothingness. There they go. Okay, cool. So the next set of items we're going to make is from thermal expansion. And they are going to be, let's see, we have a furnace, that's fine, we have a pulverizer. Okay, sawmill, those would be really helpful. That's if I accidentally make an item out of wood, and I'm like, oh, I want those items back that was made it from it. So like, a music block or a jukebox. What does this need? Copper gears, redstone reception coil, oak, and machine frame. No problem. I can make one of those. Induction smelter, we're definitely going to want. Don't know if I have enough invar for that, but we can see. Magma crucible. I haven't been to the nether yet. Fluid transposer. We can make one of those. Glacier precipitator. No. Igneous extruder. Basically a cobble farm by itself. Yeah, okay. So I will be back once I have assembled, I think, what? Just a shit ton of copper gears. Yeah, copper, and copper, yeah. I'll be back when I've made some copper gears, some machine frames, and some reception coils. Okay, we are back, and I have assembled everything I need. Here's the machine frames for most of them, copper gears for most of them, redstone reception coils for most of them. Okay, let us do the sawmill first. It's just planks, that, and an iron axe. No problemo. Boom, boom, boom. Sawmill. Next, induction smelter. This one was harder. I had to go and find the rest of my invar. There we go. And I think it needed what? A bucket? A bucket. So many of these things use a bucket. There's an induction smelter. Excellent. We still can't do a magma crucible. We haven't been to the nether. We should work on that, actually. That's not a difficult thing to do. There we go. We need more copper gears. And what is this? Fluid transporter? Glass, and a bucket. Told you, allow him to use a bucket. And the next one, a glacier. No, we don't need a... That's the one we want. This one doesn't use this. It uses a servo. And it uses... I still think copper gears. Yep. Glass and a piston. I had to make a piston. Pistons used to mess me up all the time in normal Minecraft. Okay, we made 5 of those machines, and you know what, while we're here, let's just make another aqueous accumulator, because I know I'm going to need another one, because I will probably set up more farms. So it can't hurt to have more of them. And there we go. An aqueous accumulator is done. Now let's think about how we want to put these. Okay, an induction smelter should probably be at the end. Induction smelters combine 2 metals to cook them together. So I could have made invar using ferrous and iron this way, I'm pretty sure. Let me look. Shapeless crafting, there it is. Yeah, it's the same thing, except you don't have to pulverize them down first, so you save some energy. But then again, this uses a ton of energy, so maybe it's not much of a save. What else we got? We got a sawmill. Drop him over here. And we have a fluid transposer. That's for putting stuff into buckets and out of buckets. Let's put him here. An aqueous accumulator. We'll keep him for the farm. And an igneous extruder. Let's just, actually, let's move him over. Wait, do I have my wrench still? Because that'll save me a lot of time. And heartache in case I don't get it back. There we go. Igneous extruder, let's put you here. And let's put an aqueous accumulator here. Did it just accumulate water from somewhere? Now let's make sure that all of these don't have anything on the bottom, because I don't want them feeding into my forestry machines. That's fine. But then again, I don't want that feeding into this. There we go. And green. I haven't had a lot of filters. I'm not sure what that's for. Here, I'll show you how the what is it? Igneous extruder works. It's basically a cobble farm that you don't have to do anything. See, I just do this, and I give it... Can I just right-click it? Yes. And now let me go find some water. It is nighttime, so please nothing shoot me. Ooh, I nearly fell into that spring. That would have taken me forever to get out of. And then that. And now you see that. 1,000 millibuckets of lava combines with 1,000 millibuckets of water to make cobblestone. And this will just continuously make cobblestone. I can tell it to make obsidian for a higher price, or stone for a slightly higher price, but I'd rather just do it for cobblestone, because it's an infinite thing. It doesn't use up any water or any lava, just like an actual cobblestone generator. Okay, so a sawmill, I believe if I were to take some of my logs, I have a greater yield from my logs. Don't look at me. Guys, no. You didn't have to do this. Our farm has been working overtime, if you have seen that. It's great. We have tons of apples and tons of oak logs. I should never run out of wood again, assuming I don't have to build like a fortress out of wood. Okay, cool, we're back. I think instead of 4, you get 6 per saw. Yes, and you get sawdust, which can be turned into paper. Yep. Or compressed sawdust. That can then be charcoal, which is nice. But there we go. Oh wow, I never noticed the animation. Look, it's an actual piece of wood getting cut in half. That's pretty cool. Okay, that's that. Oh, I did put down the aqueous accumulator. I didn't want that at all. I wanted to put down this. The fluid transposer. You give me that. And there we go. Make sure that doesn't lead into anything, or that. Fluid transposers just let you put stuff into buckets that you cannot normally pick up, such as like blazing pyrithium or something like that. Okay, so we have the next level of machines here. This area is actually getting quite crowded with machines, and I believe that we have refined everything from the quarry. Nice. Oh, we got a shiny ingot. You can tell it's fancy because, I mean, look, its word is in yellow. That's nice. I did actually just point and touch my screen when I tried to show you guys the shiny ingot. Okay, shiny ingots, but they make shiny gear. What else do they make? I know they make important things. Platinum upgrade. You can make tools out of them. Can you not make a sword? Seriously? Oh yeah, you can make a sword. That's a pretty good damage sword, actually. Macerator, pulverizer, alloy smelter. They're really helpful, and they're really rare. You can only get them from what is it? Ferrous ore, and then it's a low chance of getting it. Molten shiny. Oh god, guys, I think they just melted down a different colored Pokemon and just put them into the smeltery. Actually, we can make a smeltery too. Okay, I know a bunch of stuff we're gonna do next episode. We're gonna make a Tinker's Construct smeltery. We're gonna delve into that, make some good weapons and gear, and then we're gonna go to the Nether and get more gear to make better Tinker's Construct stuff, which is always a good thing because they have the best down there. You can make something out of something called Manilium, which is the best material in the game for Tinker's Construct. But yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do next time. And as always, I will see you guys next time.